Hello everyone, today we're looking at one of these. This is a Motorola MicroTAC Duo. Now you might be forgiven for thinking this is an American model. It's not. This is actually a UK ETACS model for reasons which I shall explain in a second. But this is what the box looks like. It's got the UK approved sticker there, so this is definitely UK. Let's take a look inside. And I will tell you why some people might confuse this. It's got the Express Exchange. This is basically a program that Motorola used to offer for their cell phones. If your cell phone went faulty, you could go to an Express Exchange service center where, going by this long list, there was many around the country in the UK, as you can clearly see. You'd give them your cell phone, which was broken, and they'd lend you a loaner. The loaners were always white, bone white is what I call them. Not cream colored, actual white, really white. Not cream colored like this or like that. Really white, bright white, as in a sheet of paper, A4 white. I'm sure you guys have seen some of the other videos where I do have bone colored versions of say the MicroTAC Lite, for example, and a couple of others. You got a bit of plastic which shouldn't really be in there, but you got a manual. Ignore the sticker, that's just personal reference. Stick that on the back. This is fairly comprehensive actually. Just showed you really what was up with the phone and menu structures and how you could store stuff, and you showed you a couple of accessories as well. You got the obviously the travel charger, which was this. You could also buy the rapid travel charge, the rapid desktop battery charger, which obviously took the phone as well as a separate battery in a second slot. Or you could buy the battery which then took AA batteries, which actually I do have. That's a real neat accessory, but these are like gold dust nowadays. So if you've got one and you want to sell one, drop me a comment, because you can never have enough of those. But anyway, and you got obviously the car kit and some other stuff. So the date on this is June 1995, printed in the UK. So give you some sort of idea how old the phone is. Warranty restoration, we don't really worry about that. So what you got obviously the charger. This is in a bit of a messy state, but hey ho. You got the original battery. I'm presuming this is a NiCad. Yes, it is a NiCad, and it looks like it's been used as well, so probably not much good apart from a doorstop. And of course you got the phone. Now I said earlier this looks like an American phone, or you might be forgiven for thinking it was for the American market, and I'll tell you why. If you have this phone, this looks exactly like, I think it's a MicroTAC Lite 2, which is what this is. Now this is definitely amps. This is obviously, the right one is definitely for amps system. The left is definitely for ETACS. They do look similar. I'm willing to bet that the insides are probably almost identical. From first looks, they do look similar, but I can go one better. I can show you a Motorola MicroTAC Pro, and this is pretty much identical to the Duo in every sense, and both of these here, the black and the gray, are for ETACS. Basically Motorola just changed the housing and changed a few button colors and whatnot and called it a different model, I guess, and that's the way to bulk up your product portfolio, I suppose. Same volume buttons on the side, pretty much same everything. Both of these have got extendable plastic antennas, which don't really do much, but so anyway, I will try and do a video about the Pro at some stage if I haven't done so already. But today we're looking at this is the Duo. Incidentally, this is the Lite 2. If you had the dual line display, one of these, it was the Lite 2E, which was the enhanced. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll tell you what, why don't I just power them up? It's much easier to show you then, isn't it? Huh? I should have thought of that before, but quickly get another battery. So just to show you, these have got dot matrix LED displays, and obviously the Duo and the Pro have got. Oh, this one don't power on. Why is that? The Duo's got an LCD display. That should power up. I'm not too sure why that's not powering up. There we go. So this is obviously a dual line display, and this is obviously a single line display in terms of dot matrix anyway. But you guys get the idea. But looks wise, these look pretty much identical. In fact, I'm willing to bet that actually it does look like that this black bit covers part of the display. Maybe they've just stuck a black bit of plastic on and it's inherently almost the same phone inside, but we'll never know. But anyway, so let's fire this one up and quickly go through the menu real quick, and just see what you got when you bought one of these back in the day. So now I'm hoping this isn't locked. How the hell do I switch this on? Oh yeah, here we go. I'm hoping this isn't locked because I don't think I've ever powered this one on to play with even. So that circle means you're not in service at all. You can't even make an emergency call, which I would expect for an ETACS phone, because they shut off analog cell towers probably about 15 years ago, I think it was, in the UK. I think 2001 they shut them off. So yeah, and it's like April 2016 now. So but you got two little speed dial buttons, I think they were, or yeah, memory recall buttons. You could just literally press the dial key and now you were good to go. So menu, let's have a look inside the menu. Phonebook menu, timer menu, tone menu, security menu, options menu, and that was it. You didn't really get much with these. You might laugh, but at the time these were state-of-the-art, believe it or not. And people paid top dollar for this. This is the thing. I don't think a lot of y'all realize that, you know, phones back in those days were expensive. I mean, I can remember spending like $800 on a Motorola Elite or a Lite phone, which was obviously a lot superior than this. But you know, they obviously released many different phones with different features to cater for all the different, you know, markets. But so looking at this, there isn't really much I can show you. I can even place a test call. So quickly go through the menu and see if we can. So Phonebook, kind of self-explanatory. Timer menu, I guess your menu full of timers. Review timer, review unit, timer options, 1 minute timer. Again, this is for, you know, this stems out of an era when airtime was rather expensive. Obviously nowadays nobody worries about call charges anymore because most people have unlimited minutes anyway if you're on a contract. So all these features kind of, you know, they've been superseded by, you know, the generous allowances for airtime. You know, so tone menu. Actually, let's go into tone menu. See what ringtones this bad boy has. So ringer on, keypad tone on, scratch pad tone off. Oh, you can't even change the ringtone on this? Seriously? Okay. There's got to be a way to change the ringtone. Tone menu, security menu, options menu. Okay, maybe it's in here. Status review, call options, Fox off. Maybe it's in call options, although that would be a bit strange. Automatic answer. I can't even see where you would change the ringtone on this. That's real strange. Maybe you couldn't. I don't know much about this particular model to be able to confirm that. But it does look like you would expect it to be under tone menu, wouldn't you? Maybe I'm missing a trick. Ringer on, ringer off. So you had on and off for the ringer. Keypad tones on, scratch pad tones off. And that was it. So actually, it doesn't even look like you could change the ringer on this. How basic is that? You had one ringtone and one ringtone only. And in fact, does this even have, yeah, it does have Phonebook. So call by relocation, or store number, edit by location, my number. So you couldn't actually even search the Phonebook by name. You had to recall numbers by the memory location. So say you stored your dad in number 1, your mom in number 2, your sister in number 3, and your brother in number 4, and your spouse in number 5. You had to know that your spouse was in location number 5 to recall the number. You couldn't go in and go search for the name spouse as it was stored in the phone. So people take for granted that nowadays phone books are quite sophisticated. These phones obviously had one name and one number. You couldn't store a second number. You couldn't store email. These phones were released way before email even probably existed. Certainly, well, the internet started early 90s, didn't it? So these came out in 95. So I guess they never really made the memory locations available to store anything but numbers. So, but real basic phone. This is not probably one that I would get service on if I could. I would get service on an Elite, on Motorola MicroTAC Elite, which is far superior to this. A lot more features, but I probably wouldn't get service on this. This is a UK ETACS system cellular phone, so this will not work because it's analog. You can still obviously get MicroTACs that work on GSM, which you can use in America as well as everywhere outside of America. Check out some of the other videos. If you're in America, check out the MicroTAC Select range. That's really what you want if you want to use a SIM card with a MicroTAC like that. If you're outside of Americas, when I say Americas, I mean Canada, North America, Central America, Southern America, you're spoiled for choice outside of the Americas because Motorola has a huge international range that still takes SIM cards that operate on GSM 900 and 1800. So drop me a comment and I'll send you the link, post the link to the other videos I did about that as well. So if you like the fun of the video, give me a thumbs up as always. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's always much appreciated. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.